Welcome to Yoga with Cynthia. I'm Cynthia Bialik, and both the host and the producer for this program. And Irene Faithful is faithfully with me on most of the programs to demonstrate several of the yoga asanas. Each week we come to you with a different type of yoga class to serve a different population. This particular class can serve any group. There are a lot of ways to modify the moves that we're going to present. It is a yoga mat flow, all right? So our movements are linked, a vinyasa flow, but we're going to be seated on the mat. So we will be doing a yoga warm-up. We will be doing a variety of yoga asanas, but they will all be flowing from one to the other. If you've never participated in any yoga class, you may want to watch today's show for its content, and then seek the advice of your healthcare professional. If you haven't been very athletic in the last couple of years. But if you have participated in some classes and you want to try today's program, if you have a yoga mat, why don't you get it at this time? We have a yoga mat here, but we're also on a non-skid surface. If you're on a carpet, that might be a little bit difficult to move around on. If you are slipping and sliding and your hands get sweaty, but you could also get a bath towel. That might serve you. We also have a block today, and that will be helping us with some of the yoga poses. If you don't have one of these, but you have a shoebox, or if you have something that, a small pillow that's in this shape, you can use that as well. We're going to start with a yogic warm-up to not only create more circulation through the entire body through breath and movement, but also to work on the bandhas in the body, and also to make you aware of posture deviations, so that as you perform the poses, you can better work with your own body and trying to find the best alignment in each yoga pose. So we're going to start with rolling the shoulders up and around to the ears. We're going to use deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Just shrug those shoulders, breathing deeply in and out through the nose. And then I want you to take those knees and lift them up. Now for some of you, this will make your back feel a lot better, because when your knees were down, you felt your back was maybe pulled forward. Well, now we're going to use the strength of our back muscles to try to keep your knees up in the air. And we're going to bring both arms up, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, we're going to round the spine, engaging the navel into the spine, transverse abdominis muscle fibers, rectus abdominis muscle fibers, hip flexors. Reach up, deep breath, and again, engaging all those muscles. Deep breath in. So we're rounding the spine, going into flexion. And now we're going to take those knees down and go into extension, lifting the chest high in the air. And now into lateral flexion, we're just going to move side to side, dropping the left arm, looking up under your right elbow, dropping the right arm, looking under your left, stretching the lats, contracting on one side and stretching on the other. So stretching the left side as we contract the right, and stretching the right side as we contract the left. Both arms back up in the air, traction the spine, then twist to the right side of the room. Deep breath in, reach up. Excellent, twist to the left. Deep breath in, and bring those hands back. So we'll be switching out the legs, but right now I want you to find your bandhas. We have Mula Bandha, so you're pulling the pubic bone upward. We have Uddiyana Bandha, where you're driving the navel into the spine. And you have Jalahara Bandha, where you're pulling the head back, nose back, so that you feel the head is in good relationship to the rest of your spine. And you feel that you can lift through the crown of your head. So let's go ahead and take that left leg in front. Let's pick up those knees once again. Lift the rib cage high. Look up. Bring those arms in the air, and now round out the spine. Drawing the navel in, then lifting the chest up high. Excellent, round the spine, engaging the core, engaging the rectus abdominis, the transverse abdominis, and your hip flexors. One more time, and we're going to let those knees come down as we extend the spine. Lift the rib cage high, using the erector spinae muscles, stretching the abs now. And let's drop that right hand, stretching the lats on the left, and then stretching the lats on the right. And again, side to side. Exhale as you come over, inhale and exhale. Now this time, twist to the left, look over your left shoulder. And look to your right. Now hopefully you're sufficiently warm, and we're going to move up to our knees. So go ahead and scoot yourself to the middle of your mat. We're going to place our hands underneath our armpits. And today we're going to do a little bird dog. So we're going to extend our right leg straight out first, and feel your core muscles engage as you do that. Then extend your left arm out. Start to lift the right leg. Start to lift your gaze, engaging the erector spinae muscles there, engaging your glutes, engaging your left shoulder. Then bring your left knee to your right. And reach up, breathe deep, left elbow, right knee. And pull in, and extend and breathe. Exhale and pull in. Again, focusing on the core. Going into flexion, then going into extension. And flexion, and now extension. And hold that extension in the spine. We're going to drop the right foot down. Take your left arm over to the right hip and twist the spine, looking to the left side of your mat. Just look straight out. Now, if you can, start to open the chest a little bit more and look up in the air. Twisting that spine, feeling the stretch through the internal, external obliques. And then bring that left hand down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So take your left foot back. Start to lift your left heel off the mat as you bring your right arm forward. So our back is an extension. We're going to bring that right elbow to your left knee, engaging the rectus abdominis, engaging internal, external obliques. Breathe in, exhale. Good, contracting lats and stretching lats. Lots of muscles are engaging and disengaging. 2 more in bird dog. Now, place your left foot back down. Take your right hand around the hip. Look up in the air or look straight out to the right. If you're able to, twist a little bit more. Look up in the air. Now bring those hands to the front of the mat. And you're going to place your fingertips at the end of the mat. And we're going to dip our head through the elbows. Place the forehead on the mat in low dog. Then come forward and put your elbows down and look up. Puppy dog. Let's wiggle our tail. And back to the low dog. Round out the spine. Drive the navel into the spine. Stretching out the back. Stretching the shoulders. And once again, bring the elbows down into puppy dog. Now from puppy dog, we're going to move into Sphinx. So take a moment to drop the pelvis down on the mat. So we're looking straight ahead in Sphinx. And now we're going to focus a little bit more on the core, but this time on the transverse abdominis muscle fibers. Those muscle fibers are the ones that you feel when you cough. So let's try that now. Take a deep breath in through the nose and cough. And pull the navel up to the spine, engaging those muscles. Let's relax, breathe in, and cough, and pull up. Now, if you can, curl your toes under and lift those knees. See how much more effort and more challenge that is for the body. Lifting the knees off the mat, keeping your body long and strong as you hover the mat and pull through the crown of your head. Stay there. 2 more deep breaths. Now come back down onto the mat, and we're going to lift the elbows and look straight ahead. Trying to bring those shoulders back towards the hips. But now we're anchoring on the pubic bone. So we want to stay there on the pubic bone. And we want to lift that left foot up in the air. Move your left leg around here. And we're going to move into a pose called Ardha Dhanurasana. So Dhanurasana is the upward bow pose. So you're lifting your chest and you're grabbing both ankles. But this is half of that pose, which doesn't bother people's backs as much, only reaching back for 1 foot at a time. So that's what we're going to do. Hold on to your left leg and try to pull that left foot into your left hand so it pulls your chest up a little higher. Look up if you can. Upward facing bow. Breathe. Now, as we come down into the mat, we're going to roll over to our right hip. Take your right arm out and roll over to that right hip. Stretch that hip in the air. Now we're going to do couch pose. So we're going to open that hip, grab the big toe of that left foot, and try to pull that left foot up in the air. If that's too much for you, you could just hold on to the leg or bend the knee and hold that knee up. So your choice in couch pose. Keeping that head resting on your right arm as you lift that left leg in the air. Now we're going to come back down on that left thigh. Come back into Sphinx. And if you can, lift the elbows. Pull those shoulders back. Deepen your breaths. Bend your right knee and move the right foot around. And we're going to try to reach back and grab that right ankle. Flex your foot and push that foot into your hand. As you look up in the air, hold there. Deep breaths. Now on the last exhale, you're going to come down onto your belly, roll to your left hip. Pull that right leg back, holding the heel to the buttocks, and into couch pose. Slowly opening up the right hip. You can stay on that right hip or left hip and pull that knee in, or grab your big toe and bring that leg up in the air. Continue your breaths as you hold. Now, drop onto your thighs once again. Bring your hands under your chest. And this time, you're going to roll the shoulders back. Lift the rib cage up high. Look up in the air. Now, round out the spine. Draw the navel into your spine. And now, cross your ankles and have a seat. And we're going to find ourselves in staff pose. Our legs are straight out in front of us. We're going to bring those arms to the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Slide your hands behind you and lift your chest in the air in extension. Deepen the breaths as the rib cage rises up away from the hips. And now on the exhale, start to round the spine in flexion and reach for your heels. Take your head down to your knees and stretch out your back. Now let's reach over for our block. And if you have a block or a cushion or a small box, something that's a little softer, what we're going to do is take our right heel up against the left thigh. Rotate your left hip in so it's internally rotated. We're going to put the block behind our right hip And we're going to come up off that right hip and look up in the air, lifting the chest there, bringing that left arm over your ear, stretching the lats, stretching the ribs. Deep breaths as you hold there. Now we're going to be coming into a pose called Parvita Janu Sirsasana. So flex your left foot, bring your block against your left thigh, and look up in the air. So you can lean that left arm on your block, and now just bring your hands together here. And if you feel that you have the flexibility, you can move down below that knee and take your right arm over to your left foot here. Now come back to center and Janu Sirsasana. We're going to face the left leg, fold into your left knee here. 2 more slow breaths there. And then on the last exhale, just slide your left leg in against your right ankle. And we're going to bring that left elbow on the inside of your left leg and just look back over the right shoulder, gently opening the chest. If you want to try a bind, you're going to extend that left arm out so your knee is right behind your shoulder. Bind around that left leg and look up over the right shoulder. Now, some of you may want to give this a try. You're going to take both arms down on the outside of your right leg, fold into it. And now at this time, take your left arm through that left leg and again bind. Now, you're going to try to lift that left leg up if you can. Start to press that heel up. And look back over that right shoulder in seated bird of paradise. Two more slow breaths in the pose. And then on the exhale, we're going to take that left leg and place it on top of the right knee. Let's bring both arms back and stretch the chest, going back into extension. You're going to go ahead and assist that left arm up the back so your left hand is against the right shoulder. Then sweep your right arm up and collect the left hand from behind. Lift your rib cage high. Stay here and breathe. Modify Gomukhasana. Take your gaze now straight out from your face. Cow face pose. Now slide that left leg against the outside of your right knee and start to open. Bring that right elbow on the outside of your left thigh, looking over the left shoulder, or bring your hands in prayer. Half Lord of the Fishes. You could try that reverse bind. Take your right hand on the outside of your right leg, send it back. Over to the right side of your mat, snuggle your left foot up against the right thigh. Take your block behind your left hip and we're going to rotate in. Right foot is down. Come up and look up under your right shoulder. Lift your chest high in the air. Lift the rib cage. Look up underneath that right shoulder. Deepen your breaths as you lift. On the exhale, come on down. And you're going to bring that block against that calf. Rest your right arm there. You can bring your left arm in the air and lock those hands here. Or if you feel you're able to, you can bring that right arm down to the ground and bring your left arm over. Parvita Janu Sirsasana. Now come back up. Bring the arms in the air. Fold forward here. Janu Sirsasana. Start to come up. Right leg comes up to your left ankle. And you can place your right elbow on the inside of your right knee as you twist and look back over your left shoulder. Or you can try that bind. If you're trying the bind, you're going to reach out with your right arm, wrap it around that right leg, reach back and grab that hand from behind. Open the chest and look over your left shoulder. Now, if you feel you're able, drop your hands down on the outside of your left knee, hold forward, then reach back. Right arm goes around that right leg, bind around the hip, start to lift your right leg in the air. Look over your left shoulder there, seated bird of paradise. Deepen your breaths. Now just take your right leg over your left. Bring your hands behind your back. Extend the spine once again. Look up in the air. And assist your right hand to your left shoulder if you need to. Take your left arm around. Grab those hands. Lift your gaze in the air. And then straight out from your face in Gomukhasana, cow face pose. And now let's slide your right heel on the outside of your left knee. Bring your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Look over your right shoulder or bring your hands in the prayer. And if you want to try the reverse bind on this side, you're bringing your left arm around. Let's come back to center. Both legs are out in front. Stretch them out. Take a deep breath in and reach up and into forward fold. Padmasana. Come down into your knees. And let's come back up. All right. Well, our session is almost over, and as we come to a close, we're going to do one more pose, and that's corpse pose or savasana. I think you'll enjoy it. So let's go ahead and scoot our hips to the middle of our mat. You're going to bend your knees, and you're going to roll down on your mat and get comfortable. Stretch the legs down. Give them a little shake out. Turn your palms so they're facing up. And let your legs come out to the side. Your feet will naturally want to drop outwards. You're going to quiet your mind, relax your face, and find the points of the body that are touching. The back of your head, the back of your shoulders, the glutes, the calves, the heels, the back of your palms. And then just breathe deeply in and out through the nose, circulating energy through all those points. as we quiet the mind and relax the body. And I'm going to take this opportunity to thank you so much for viewing Yoga with Cynthia. Till next time, namaste.